Okay. So basically, you're aware about the ITSM. It's basically the service management of the entire processes about the company. Okay. But here in ITOM, we study about we keep the track of the operation management. And what is responsible for the operation management is the basic level infrastructure of a company. Okay. Of a
Mhm.
company or of a firm.
Okay.
So here in ITOM, we basically manage all the IT infrastructure of a company. Okay, so
Okay.
basically, what it must be containing, it contains servers, contains different switches, network routers, basically every in IT component of a company. Okay, so
Mhm.
here, what I have written in a short way is we get ITOM is related to getting the map of IT infrastructure and all the business services provided by the firm and
Mhm.
dependency between the network company and business services. So here, what business services is, business services can be your any basic business service. Let's say providing an email service to your customer.
Mhm.
Think of this as a D2D cover, sorry, B2B company, which is
Mhm.
providing an email service to a different company. Okay.
Okay.
So here, one company needs to be keeping the account about every component that is used to provide that service. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's say I'm providing an email service to my customer. So what components will be responsible for the services? It may be containing different servers. It may be containing different network protocols, etc., things to
Mhm.
ensure the smooth running of the business services. If
Okay.
any of my server goes down, which is hosting and service, you must be aware about the different services, right? Like email
Mhm.
service, or let's say HR service. That are
Yep.
basic services that runs in an organization. And
Mhm.
if any of the server goes down,
Mhm.
you must be knowing now what server is going down because my service is not running. So
Mhm.
you can view it in the CMDB. Now, what is CMDB? CMDB, think of it as a place where you will store all your CIs. Now, you must be having some background about the CIs as you work in ITSM. There are CIs responsible in ITSM, like problem change, right? You must be knowing
Yes.
about it, right?
Yep.
We raise an incident about an CI because
Mm.
that CI is not working, or maybe that CI has some issues. So you raise an incident about it, or a problem, or a change. Okay.
Yes.
So basically, CI is an configuration item. Okay.
Mhm.
Any item that can be connected to a network that can be configured according to the need is a configuration item.
Mhm.
That's very layman what I've explained to you right now. Okay.
Mm.
So just keep in mind about that thing that CI is nothing else but just a configuration item that can be connected to either network or that can be configured according to the need. Okay.
Mm.
So
Okay.
that CIs we store in the CMDB. CMDB is just a database. I'm going very layman right now. It's just
Mhm.
a database in ServiceNow where you store all your CIs. Okay, and the information related to it.
Mhm.
So how do you populate this CMDB? You populate it through the different methods. You can either put an Excel sheet
Mhm.
by using a transform map. We'll learn it about in the further classes.
Mhm.
And you can either populate it using an mid server. Mid server,
Mhm.
I'll explain it to you. And what is mid server? And mid server will is a used by is a server that is
Mhm.
used by Discovery to populate the records. Okay, I'll
Okay.
explain it to you. Okay,
Mhm.
just let me know if you have any of the doubts in any of the points. Okay,
Okay. Sure.
yeah. Okay,
Oh.
so okay. So this is just an brief agenda, which I
Mhm.
don't think I'll be explaining into the deep. I'll just give you the overview what exactly is CMDB. You have understood, right? What CMDB is? It's a database, and
Yes. Yes.
what we store there is CI. Okay.
Yep. Yep. Understood.
Now I'll see. I'll give a definitions of few things. What CMDB? CMDB consists of the details or items component of a components of an enterprise network as a record in CMDB CI table. So this table here you see is all the root table of every CI. Okay, CMDB CI is the base table. Under
Mhm.
that, we have multiple child tables that can be either CMDB server table, CMDB network table, CMDB application table, any n number of tables. CMDB consists of thousands of tables. Okay,
Mhm.
and all those child records you can see in the CMDB CI table. Understood?
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Okay, cool. So configuration items are those items which require the maintainability, as I said. CI are the generally the hardware. It can be hardware. It can be software, as I mentioned.
Mhm.
Can be an application, which are used in help in providing the business services. Okay,
Mhm. Yep.
business services nothing but I just explained it to you earlier. It can be any services with on which your business is running.
Mm.
Okay. CMDB is the heart for all modules of a service now. Example, ITSM change request problem tickets involved in the CS. See,
Mm.
as I mentioned, every time you raise the incident, you raise it for a CI. Every time you raise a problem, you raise a change, you attach a CI in the configuration item field. That
Mm.
configuration item is coming nowhere from the CMDB CI table only. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there is one more table called CMDB rel CI. This table stores the relationship between two CIs. Let's say I have a network component router and
Mm.
I have a server component name as Windows Server. Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
these two entities are connected to each other using some of the relationship which is defined by ServiceNow and stored in this table, CMDB rel CI. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
everything is connected to each other on basis of some basic relationship, right? Like
Mhm.
this network router or this server. Let's say there is a server A which is
Mhm.
dependent on the router B.
Mhm.
So the relationship will be server A depends on router B. Okay,
Mhm.
this is
Okay.
how the things are stored in the CMDB rel CI.
Okay.
And like I mentioned, what the hierarchy or what exactly the CMDB CIS stores is it
Mhm.
stores the hardware. Okay. It also
Mhm.
stores the software, which is application. Now, hardware can be anything, right? It can be a computer, it can be a server. Your server can later be bifurcated into many multiple classes. There are, I'll say, very vast number of servers available in the market.
Mhm.
Okay, so each server can have its own table. Like Linux server has its own table. Windows
Mhm.
server has its own table. Yeah, this is how things are stored in CMDB CI. See, there are relationships stored in CMDB rel CI table. One is parent and one is child. Okay,
Mhm.
if any of my services goes down, that services going down is because of it was running on a physical server and my physical server is not operating right now. So the services will eventually go down. This is how things are connected in real infrastructure. If you ever see a blueprint or a map of how things are connected in a network environment. So there are things like this diagram, and everything is dependent on each other over there.
Okay. Sorry to stop you here. So basically,
Yeah,
it's a
no worries.
storage database which contains all data, which links with the parent and child. I can say if it is a
Yeah,
first, there would be multiple parent would be there. So it contains a multiple childs. If it is a parent is affecting, the child would be affecting in the basics. So it is
yeah,
covering the
that
CMDB.
correct, correct, absolutely. You must have a place where you will need to check, or well, you will need to have a verification that, let's say you own a company, name XYZ. So you need to verify what are the inventory which I am owning. So you can have a look in the CMDB CI. Okay, I have 10 server, 10 network component, and 10 application.
Mhm.
So that will give you a count. That will also give you what type of record I'm storing in it,
Mhm.
what extra information is needed in it, and etc. Everything you
Mhm.
will be having in that database, in that table. That table
Got
is
it.
nothing else but CMDB CI. Yeah.
Got it.
So now you must be asking, or you must be thinking about where does this data comes from? Okay, in
Mm-hmm.
CMDB CI. So there are many ways where you can populate the CMDB CI. One of the way is you can use a Excel sheet, normal Excel sheet.
Mm-hmm.
You can just load it into the system. You can then define a target table in your CMDB CI in your service now, to be more specific. So
Mm-hmm.
that will map your Excel sheet to your service now. We will learn in the further classes what exactly is the method to load that data.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember that method is called as transform map, and it is not just used in CMDB CI. It is
Mm-hmm.
used overall in everywhere in ServiceNow. Let's say you have a Excel sheet of incident where you must be having the caller ID, where you must be
Mm-hmm.
having the type of incident, the criticality, the
Mm-hmm.
priority, the type of CI. Let's say you have all this information in your Excel sheet. Now you wanted to load this data into your incident table. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what you will do in ServiceNow is you will create a transform map that will
Mm-hmm.
transform your Excel sheet data into your ServiceNow.
Okay.
Okay. That
Mm-hmm.
this will simply bring your Excel data into your ServiceNow. That's it.
Okay.
This is that easy. There
Mm-hmm.
are a few steps involved in creating those process.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'll explain it to you in the further class. Okay.
Okay.
So moving on, I'll show you another way of populating the CMDB CI. The first was transform map. Another one is discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery is the ServiceNow inbuilt or out of the box tool which is used to populate data from your client info environment to your ServiceNow. So how the discovery runs is we have a mid server in between your ServiceNow
Mm-hmm.
and your client infrastructure. Okay, we have a server on that. The mid server is installed. Mid server
Mm-hmm.
is nothing but just a Java application which
Mm-hmm.
pulls the record from your client infrastructure to your ServiceNow.
Okay.
This is the very, I'll say, easy definition or easy line to remember what exactly discovery is. It just pulls the data from client infrastructure using a Java application and it populates your CMDB.
So,
Everything is stored in CMDB.
so basically, the mid servers act as a focal point, and the discovery is the one who's pull the data and share the details, and CMDB is the one who store the details. Correct?
Correct. You're absolutely right. Correct. Okay. So there are few stages which involves the discovery. The discovery
Mm-hmm.
is not just key we push a button and the discovery happens. It happens on a UI level, but there are few processes which are involved, which as a ServiceNow developer we should be aware of. Okay. So
Okay.
okay. Before going on, what exactly is discovery? Let's just understand what mid server is. Okay. Mid server is nothing but just a Java application, which I told you. It doesn't require any additional software to on the host system to be installed for the discovery. It is just a Java file which you need to put on your server. So
Mm-hmm.
that server will be called as mid server. This is that easy. Okay.
Okay.
Mid server user account. These are the prerequisites in the which in service now you need to configure.
Mm-hmm.
Mid server should be able to communicate on the port number 443. These are the ports number, okay, which we need to open on the client infrastructure. Yeah.
Okay.
See, so this is, I'll give you a brief overview on
Mm-hmm.
how the discovery works. See, in the ServiceNow side, you have the discovery enabled. You need a plugin to enable the discovery in ServiceNow. What
Mm-hmm.
happens is you communicate on a port. You know, you have any basic background about the ports and switches about anything?
Just a basic awareness, not a in-depth one.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Okay. So port is nothing but port is a way, or let's say you entered a hotel room and
Mm.
there you have been told that keep this thing in that room. Now you don't know the which room you have to keep this thing. Okay. So until
Okay.
you know the room number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your room number is nothing but your port number, which is the number a device knows, a device should know to communicate through that port number. Okay. And let's
Okay.
say you don't know on the which room number you have to keep the thing you have been given. Okay. So you will
Okay.
just go and ask, please give me the room number where I need to keep this thing. Once you
Okay.
get the room number, you will be knowing that, yes, on the on the room number 443, I'll have to keep this thing over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a doorway or a passage or a basic door that needs to be open while you're communicating from this end to that end. Okay.
Okay.
Then there are firewalls installed in the client infrastructure. This yellow thing you're seeing, it's
Mm-hmm.
nothing but the firewall.
Okay.
Firewall is a wall that acts as a thing that gives you permission to go out or go in. Okay.
Yes.
If a firewall is if your mid server is allowed to communicate between ServiceNow and your client infrastructure through that
Mm-hmm.
firewall, you will be able to do the discovery very well. But if your firewall is closed for you, then you won't be able to communicate from end A to end B. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned earlier, there is a mid server in the client infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there are other multiple server or a network component that needs to be
Mm-hmm.
discovered. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
mid server will fetch the information from your Windows server or a Linux server or a router and give
Mm-hmm.
it back to your service now in your
Okay.
CMDB CI. This is
Mm-hmm.
how basic working of a mid server or a discovery is works. Okay.
Okay. So,
You have any doubt over here?
yes, actually, you said Java related things here, na? So, where the Java is in place here?
Okay. So the you can see the mid server over here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so this mid server will need to install the Java application. That
Okay.
Java application is called as mid server only. Okay,
Okay.
let's say you have a physical server. Okay, you are aware about the physical server.
Yes. Yes.
Let's say you have a server in your home. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now you want to make that server as your mid server. So what
Okay.
you will do, you will get the remote access protocol. You will have the Windows remote access protocol of that server in your home. Now
Mm-hmm.
in that Windows, you will install a Java application. The name of the application is mid server. Okay.
Okay.
Once you
Okay.
install that Java application on that physical server, that
Mm-hmm.
physical server will act as your mid server. Okay. Now in
Okay.
your house, let's say there are uh, three router and three different Linux server. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now what you can do from that mid server, you can discover those three routers and those three Linux servers. You got it?
Kind of confused here. So it's something like I have to install the application and this my physical server, so it would be linked with the other three servers, right? With this
It
application.
won't link. It won't link if see. Uh, have you ever connected your YouTube on the TV and at the same time you have controlled it using your phone?
Yes.
What happens is when I'm let's say I'm watching a video on my phone and I
Mm-hmm.
want to cast that or I want that video to be played on my TV. So
Mm-hmm.
what is the basic prerequisites over here that both my devices should be connected on the same network, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if my TV and my phone is connected on the same router or the
Mm-hmm.
same network, then I will be able to see my TV device on my mobile. Then in just few clicks, I will be able to cast what is on my phone on my TV. So
Okay.
what was the common thing over here? The common thing over here was the same network. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It was the same medium through which the both devices got connected.
Mm.
Likewise, you can see the circle over here, this dotted circle over here. Okay.
Yes.
This is entire a single network
Okay.
area. Okay. In that network area, we have a mid server, your
Mm-hmm.
Java application installed.
Okay.
Using that mid server, you can discover other servers using that mid server. But the prerequisite is it should be connected in the same network.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, just keep this idea in your head. Uh,
Mhm.
we'll discuss in more detail further. Okay.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. Let's move on to. So mid servers are also connected in cluster, but for this we'll have to understand the mid server in more detail.
Mhm.
So for the demo thing, I'll just skip it.
Yep, yep. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I'll give you overview of how the process of discovery works. Okay. Let's
Mhm.
say you have started or you have initiated the discovery, okay,
Mhm.
from your service now. What will happen? You will have to first give the IP address of a device. Let's say your
Mhm.
IP address is 198.151.129 and 53. This is your
Okay.
IP address of a device. You
Mhm.
must be knowing every device has its own IP
Mhm.
address. Like
Mhm.
you have a phone number in on your phone. The same way, every computer or every CI that is connected on a network has its own
Mhm.
IP address allocated.
True.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this for the discovery of that device, you will have to provide the service now with
Mhm.
your IP address of that device, which you need to discover. Okay.
Okay.
So then you will provide the IP address. The first thing the mid server will do, it will scan. Okay, the first step for the discovery is scanning. What happens
Okay.
here? It looks for the port. Is it open or not? The port
Okay.
can be either open or it can be closed.
Mhm.
So let's say your mid server is communicating to, I'll open the diagram. Let's say your mid server over here is
Mhm.
communicating, it's trying to communicate to this Windows server.
Okay.
But in the first discovery stage, it will check either the port number 135 for Windows, is it open or not? Okay. So
Okay.
why
Mhm.
135? Basically, every every device has its own protocol. Every
Mhm.
Windows device will be discovered on the 135 port only. Every
Mhm.
Linux server will be discovered on the port 22 only. So
Mhm.
these are the protocols set for every type of server or every type of network device.
Mhm.
And all my network device over here, you can see it needs to be 161 or the port number 22.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mhm.
if you want to communicate with a person sitting in a, let's say you're standing on the reception of a hotel and you want to communicate through if you want to communicate to a person sitting in a room number 101, you will
Mhm.
need to dial that person from the reception
Mhm.
through 135. Okay,
Yep.
then you will
Mhm.
be able to communicate. This is the very
Okay.
layman thing I was explaining for your better understanding. Okay, I hope you're getting it.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, that's cool. Then comes my classification. That if the port number 135 is open, that means the mid server now knows that this is Windows type of device, and I have to return this information to the service now that port number 135 is also open, and the next step classification is also done that
Mhm.
this device is classified as Windows device. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
This is the second step.
Mhm.
Third step is identification. This
Mhm.
checks either your CI is already present in the service now or it is not. Or do I need to update this information or do I need to create this information in the service now? This is what the identification step does.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say you have attempted discovery. It has successfully passed the scanning stage. It has also passed the classification stage. Now what
Mhm.
else? Now it will check in the CMDB CI that is
Mhm.
this record already present, already discovered earlier. If it's discovered earlier, it will just update the record with any of the
Mhm.
new information obtained, or it will just create the record if the record is not found in the CMDB. Okay.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
now, this much understanding of mid server and discovery is, I guess, enough.
Mhm.
And that's it for the basic demo of
Okay.
ITOM. I hope you have understood it very well.
I'm good here. So I just surfed few of this profiles and stuff. Okay, before I register here. So the thing is like
Sorry,
they are.
voice is bit breaking for me. Can you go again?
Yep. So the thing is like before I searching for this course and modules, I just surfed in this online LinkedIn and stuff. There they are mentioning something called REST SOAP API or something. Is it interlinked here or in this course module or that is a separate one?
See, there are ways of populating the your CMDB CI.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one of them contains the REST API or the SOAP API, but I don't think we are covering it. It's just the way of populating. If you have any basic idea about how the REST API works, then
Mm-hmm.
it's just you can write a script over here in the service now that I need
Mm-hmm.
to fetch the information from the given API. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you have a API of a NASA. Okay, the NASA API must be storing some data into that API. Okay, so
Okay.
what your REST API will do, it will just query the API and fetch the
Mm-hmm.
information that is required and
Mm-hmm.
simply map it to your ServiceNow into your CMDB. That's how you
Okay.
can do. It's just the basic integration you do in ITSM. Nothing else.
Okay.
The only thing changes here is your CMDB CI table. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that part is not
It's just
covered,
a
right?
way of
So it is a separate
yeah,
one.
yeah. It's just a way of populating data, and that's basic integration that every module does.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a complicated or just another program I need to learn for this?
See, if you're looking for just the REST API thing, that's a totally different story. There
Mm-hmm.
you will have to uh, look for different course. But if you're looking for an ITOM, basically everything about how things works in ITOM, how things
Mm-hmm.
are populated in ITOM, then
Mm-hmm.
in CMDB, and then you will find it over here.
Okay,
The REST
got it.
API is the scripting part. It's just the fetching part. It's one of the component in ITOM. It's not like it's totally different, but yes, REST is also used in ITOM.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
So I
Great.
hope you understood everything I
Yes,
showed in
yes.
the demo.
Yep. The things are clear. I'm good. So it's just a few queries, like because I'm new here, right? So since
Uh,
yep. So
yeah,
those
that's
things are
fine.
keeping popping up in this my windows and then and there. So I'm catching few things. So I thought to clear it
Yeah,
here.
yeah, you can just note it down which things you have doubts in. I know you are a fresh learner in ITOM. It's not necessary you will learn everything in a one go or a 15-20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope you have got what basic idea is. If anyone asks you about ITOM, you can now clearly say, yes, I know
Yep.
about it.
Yep. True. So and the thing is like if I uh, undergone these courses, so can I get the see the thing is like why I'm doing these courses, I want to transition from basic ITSM profile from this developer profile or something. I want to transition from the practitioner profile. So will I get the
Okay.
increments or is it how can I ask the requirements for ITOM is in the current market trend, is it good or can I get the good package, can I land it there or is it
Absolutely, absolutely. ITOM is very growing nowadays in the market. People are earning in literally in lakhs after learning this ITOM thing. If you have the skill, there are many big MNCs which provide you the good package for good or decent package for the ITOM thing. And it's not just for ITOM. If you have, see, it's all about the experience you have
Mhm.
and the basic knowledge you have. If your basics are clear over everywhere, then you can uh, earn very well. It's not just
Okay.
about ITOM. I'll be very frank. It's about everything, be it
Okay.
ITSM or CSM.
Mhm.
But yes, ITOM is growing day by day in market.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
So other than this, there was another module, CSMs and HSRD. Those things are interlinked, or those kind of things are separate from ITOM?
yeah. Those things are separate from ITOM. Yeah. CSM
Oh,
is different thing, and HRS is different thing. ITSM and ITOM, I'll say those things goes in hand,
okay.
but other modules, yeah, the if you get the basic idea of ITOM, uh, you will be very clear about where it is used and where it is not.
Okay.
It's just matter of a 1 month. You will
Hmm.
get to know about different things.
Okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
keep your goal simpler. Just keep your goal that you will understand basics of everything. So
Hmm.
you can just simply crack an interview or get into the good firm, and then you can start learning and working. Because the learning never stops, right? Even I
True.
keep learning new things every day.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Aryan. Thanks for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you.